The inner awakening. Have you ever watched your mind stir awake before your eyes even open? Feeling the weight of all that waits today, your mind at dawn holds both calm and storm. A quiet field where you decide to plant seeds of action or weeds of doubt. In that moment you stand at the edge of yourself, ready to step forward or retreat into old habits. When you rose this morning, what did you promise yourself? Did you feel the familiar urge to shrink, to hide from challenge? Or did you sense the flicker of something fierce? Imagine a wild creature sleeping beneath your skin, waiting to claim the light with hunger, not violence, but with purpose. That creature is you, yearning to wake and hunt for meaning. Not prey on others, but conquer the limits inside your own mind. Do you know why the path feels heavy sometimes? Psychology tells us that we carry shadows from our past memories of failure or fear that whisper, we're not enough. Carl Jung named that whisper the shadow, and he taught that bringing it into the light frees our power, giving us both wisdom and courage. When you face the shadow, you cease to be its victim. You become its master. Are you prepared to meet yourself in the mirror today, to see the cracks and the strengths, to speak honestly about what you need and what you dread? In Stoic thought, we learn to greet hardship as a friend, to let it sharpen our sense of purpose rather than dull it. Every challenge is a lesson in disguise, an invitation to rise stronger, to refine your spirit like steel and flame. Now, stand up gently, firmly, and feel the pulse of life in your veins. Know that you hold within you both the predator and the healer, the skeptic and the believer. Embrace that duality. Let it guide your steps, and let no excuse chain you to yesterday's setbacks. Today, you awaken not as a weak self, but as a seeker of truth, as a savage of your own destiny. The hunt for clarity. Have you felt the fog in your mind when decisions loom? That mix of uncertainty and noise drowning out your true aim? Your thoughts can scatter like leaves in wind, each tug pulling you away from what matters most. Today, we learn to clear the haze, to sharpen our vision so each step cuts through doubt like a blade. When you face a choice now, do you pause or do you grasp the reins of your will and move? Imagine a lone wolf at dawn, its senses alive, ears tuned to the slightest stir, eyes fixed on the path ahead. That wolf is your focus. It knows where hunger drives it, and it will not stray for trivial sense. Why do we drift from our purpose so easily? Studies and attention show our minds crave novelty, bright lights, quick thrills, yet these distractions pull us from inner peace. Psychologists call it the novelty bias, a siren song that feels urgent but leaves us empty. When you catch yourself chasing glitter, pause, breathe, and ask, will this bring me closer to my goal or lead me astray? Do you know the power of a calm mind that sees only what serves your mission? Stoics practice the art of singleness of purpose, focusing on what they could control and letting the rest fall away. Control your attention and you control your world. Each clear moment becomes a strike of progress rather than a stumbling chaos. Feel the ground under your feet now, steady and true. Recall a time you moved with complete resolve, free from hesitation. That strength remains inside you, waiting for the spark of intent to ignite it again. Let today's task be your quarry. Approach it with the patience of the wolf, the calm in your chest guiding each move. Now narrow your gaze, cut through the static and hunt for clarity. Feed your mind with purpose. Let nothing, no fear, no urge, no excuse steal your focus. Be the wolf in silence, the savage in pursuit of truth. For only then will you find the path that leads you home. Forged by fire, have you ever felt the weight of a setback pinning you down, as if the world tightened its grip around your chest? When failure hits, it can feel like a burning iron pressing into your spirit, leaving scars of shame and doubt. When you stumble now, do you curl inside, or do you feel the spark of defiance that wants to break free? Picture a blacksmith at the forge, hammer raised, each strike bending the metal into shape through heat and force. That fire is your trial, each blow a test that shapes your mind for the work. Ahead, Why do some people rise again while others stay broken? Research on learned helplessness by Martin Seligman in 1967 shows that when we see events as beyond our control, we give up hope. But when we learn that effort can change our fate, we rekindle our will, knowing this can turn despair into determination. Have you tried shifting your view of hardship as punishment instead of as instruction? Stoics believe that obstacles reveal our strength, like stones that challenge our climb, but also mark our progress. When you meet pain as a teacher, you gather lessons that no comfort can offer. Think about a time you overcame a fear that once seemed too tall. Feel the pride that rose when you pressed on, even as your heart raced and your hands shook. That memory is proof of your power to endure. Now, embrace the fire of your life's trials. Let each setback heat your resolve, not burn your spirit. Remember that steel is only strong after it cools, and so is your mind after you face the flame. Be the savage who stands in the heat, forging purpose in every strike. Today, carry your scars as badges of honor. Let no failure hold you back, but let each one push you closer to the summit you were born to reach. The discipline of daily choice. Have you noticed how a single choice in the morning can ripple through your day, pulling you toward growth or pushing you into procrastination? In that quiet moment when you decide to rise or linger, you plant the seed of your character. When you reach for your phone first thing, are you feeding distraction or fueling your purpose? Picture a garden attending seedlings, each small act of care shaping a future harvest. Your habits are those seedlings, needing daily water of discipline. Why do habits hold such power over us? In a 2009 study, Philippa Lally found that on average it takes 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. But if we skip the watering, the seed of change withers under the sun of neglect. Knowing this, we choose persistence over comfort. Do you treat your mind like a guest, inviting every woman, or like a warrior, guarding against each temptation? Stoics taught that self-control is the gatekeeper of freedom, that to master oneself is the highest conquest. Discipline is not a chain, it is the key. Recall a time you stuck to a task despite doubt. Each small success built momentum, like stones laid carefully to form a path. That path led you away from chaos and closer to your true north. Now feel the weight of your choices today. Will you carve time for deep work, for reading, for movement, or will you drift with every passing impulse? Embrace the craftsman inside you, who shapes life stroke by stroke, word by word, day by day. Let no weakness derail your purpose. Let each moment of discipline strengthen your will. Be the savage who chooses the harder right over the easier wrong. Who builds habits as fortresses around his goals? Today, master your daily choices, for in them lies the power to become the person you seek to be, the sovereign self. Have you ever felt a quiet emperor inside you, waiting for you to claim the throne of your own mind? To rule with purpose instead of bowing to chaos and impulse? Imagine your consciousness as a vast kingdom, each thought a subject awaiting your decree, each emotion a citizen seeking your guidance. To be sovereign is to govern with clarity, to let no rebel idea of doubt or fear seize power without trial. Why? Does belief in yourself shape your reality? In 1977, Albert Bandura introduced self-efficacy theory, showing that people who feel capable are more likely to persevere and succeed in the face of hardship. When you tell yourself, I can, you ignite a force that reshapes your actions and your outcomes, turning mere intent into determined deed. Do you remember Epictetus' teaching that events are beyond our control, but our judgments are ours to command? Stoics practice the art of assent, choosing which impressions to accept and which to dismiss. In this way, you hold the scepter of your mind, deciding which thoughts reign and which are banished to the tower of the past. Now stand in the center of your realm, feel the weight of your crown, and declare your sovereignty. Let no excuse, no lingering regret, no whisper of weakness undermine your rule. Govern with compassion for your own faults and fierce resolve against What would diminish your spirit? Today you become not just a warrior, not just a learner, but the sovereign of your inner world, guiding each step with purpose and planting your standard atop the summit of your destiny.